Hello, Amanda Oliver Sibley checking in from Mission Viejo, California on my experience on the Missional Pathway Refocusing Cohort. So, we have been meeting via the internet for our cohorts and using like webcast to meet for meetings and blog to interact. As before we meet, our leader Nick Greenwood has been sending a podcast for us to listen to and also providing us with a diary log of questions worksheet to work beforehand. This helps us to sit with Jesus, talk to him about it, and just kind of set a framework for when we meet. About the materials, the thing that I really appreciate is that it's focused on with Jesus at the center, which is the most important thing. So that's the type of people that I want to be with, right? The people that are making an intention to put Jesus at the center, and then also to live out what a life looks like in the freedom. And Nick has really shown that by being courageous to be transparent with us and share about how God has been meeting him in the journey to grow him and shepherd him, and so sharing about also about people, how God's worked through people that he knows personally, through others that inspire him, and help him to um, see things um, with the heart of the Lord along the way. So that kind of takes me a little bit into like why a cohort and what's been meaningful to me in having a cohort is just that, you know, I feel like I have a passion and a fire inside, and to be with other people who share a passion, who either share a passion and are trying to, walk out to create and figure out what that vision for the future looks like, as well as people that have a passion and that are already have been taking leaps and are looking to fine tune that, figure out how they can, you know, develop that in others also. To be just together with other passionate people and know that we're not alone, that's really been life-giving. So um, one of the things that's been positively challenging for me in this is as much as I mentioned the technology, and one of the things that was asked of us is if we could record, if they could record the sessions. And that has been a little bit challenging. And now to be asked to do a video like this is challenging for me. I also do think that the reason I'm doing it is because it's worth it. If people can take our experience and glean from it to be able to fine tune what's going to be done for others, I believe that that's worth it. So I'll put myself out there a little bit. Also, I do. This is going to become. I mean, this is and is becoming more and more of the future, right? Um, and so I think that it's already been on my heart. I don't know, whether it's going to be for my, my work and in public interactions there, or in ministry somehow, or whatever. But becoming more comfortable with doing this sort of thing has been challenging. But I also see how I'm being called into it, and that it's a blessing to be able to have this opportunity. So that's a challenge. So why should others join a cohort, or why would I say yes to a cohort? I mean, whether we're trying to become a better cook, or whether we're trying to grow in business, or whatever it is, even worldly common sense has told us that it's good to get into a group of like-minded people and develop a mindset, right? So and have accountability partners and those sorts of things, and to help with that. And of course, the Lord commands it too. So he, I feel like it's an obedience and it's a common sense, and both of these things are good for us. So I would recommend it's nice to have a group of people. Anything else about, I think the technology is the final thing that I want to talk about. Um, I happen to live in an area where I am free. I went to church this morning. It's Sunday over here. I went to church this morning. I haven't I have the freedom to be able to go to church. I have plenty of options in my area of where I want to worship and grow. And I'm able to have plenty of access to the Bible and all these resources. But there's a lot of people in the world that don't. So the implications of technology in, in the church is very exciting as far as sharing the gospel, but also for growing his people. Who would think that right here with all of these resources, there's a cohort going on like this? I feel like I'm part of this, like, church on fire underground movement or something like that, and it actually kind of makes me excited, right? That because of technology, the Lord can even draw people from different regions together, different denominations together to grow his church. Um, and it's things that we can't see. We can't see every household in America, what's going on or whatever, but God knows, and he can just look down on and see the lights and the fire just going for his church. So it expands the way that I can think of praying for the church, and it grows my excitement about what's going on in the church and what the future of the church is. So um I guess I hope that stepping out and doing this video has blessed you in some way, and that it will help you with the decisions that get made forward on the curriculum and the development of the program. More than anything, I pray that God is really, his voice and his guidance in it is just so clear to you, and and I pray for the hearts of the people that are preparing to receive what you will offer through, what God will offer through you. And thank you for the opportunity to be part of this.